Alright. Hello, everybody. You said something in the chat. Hi, new Roro. Yellow. Hold on, let me put in the Discord. Starting now. There we go. Alright. We'll give a minute or two to get started for people to join the stream. We're doing Tower of the Planets today. At least that's what we're starting with. Kind of grinding this and Tower of Astral Eclipse simultaneously, which probably isn't good with school starting in like a week. I have sound on. Let me turn that off for now. Okay, 9 viewers. I guess that's enough to start the run. Kind of want to run a few things before I get into the real run, like practice them. I've done the asteroid belt a whole bunch of times. I've considered the strat of, if you want to call it a strat, of just like sending it as soon as I get here. Like, don't go super slow and carefully, because then I feel like, well, I don't know. We'll see. Like, I feel like going fast probably isn't a good idea, because random things like that can happen. But it also means I have less time to just be super stressed and overthink jumps. But I'll tell you what is nice is that having run this like 6 times since the last stream, I now have no doubts of like, can I make, say, this jump? I now know for sure and don't have to question it on the real thing that I can. I've also ran the section of Jupiter that I failed last time, which was my PB, like it's my PB now. And I also ran all outsides from there to the end. Game name of the play game. Yes. So true. Not that word. Huh. What, is that some... Oh no. Okay. So it was this part that I failed last time. Since the last stream, I have done a few updates to this. For example, I slowed down the spinner. Most of them were nerfs, I think. A couple of them were just like random changes. The owner. Yes, if you guys join, you will get the Met the Owner badge. So that will incentivize you to join. So I'm just practicing this part. Yeah, I'm hesitant to update a jump just because I failed it. But I technically didn't suggest to add a reset swings thing here. And technically didn't even nerf the jump at all. It just added a resetter. But what I've found as the strat, because it was this jump I failed off the swing, if it's spinning, get it spinning counterclockwise. Or no, clockwise. Like, so it's spinning to that direction. Because what happened was it was spinning the other direction, and also I was just nervous and didn't line it up right. I've done that jump a bunch of times now, so I should be good. Then we got the RNG Lodge, but it's netted, so it's fine. There we go. There were several other things I nerfed or changed. There was a really RNG physics jump on a netted part that I loop failed for like 10 minutes on the other run. That I nerfed like as soon as I ended the run last week. A couple things on the asteroid belt I changed. Like there was some physics update that made this cool spinner or zipline, triple zipline thing. It was just like, or RNG. Good thing I didn't fail it because of that last time, but it's now just a single zipline so that it can't do anything funny. Oh, and per a request to do so, I also nerfed that one jump where you like set a push box through a morpher thingy in place to make the jump. And there's a high chance I'll point these all out as I reach them. Oh, okay, we don't want that happening. But I'm sure it won't if I'm not rushing, which I probably will be. So goal for today, I guess get a new PB, which effectively means just landing that jump. I would like to at least get to the end of Jupiter, though, which isn't much beyond here. Like where I am now. Yeah, so like, bare minimum, I want to get a new PB today. Hopefully I don't fail the asteroid belt like 30 minutes in, which is quite likely, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, see, we don't... Not too worried about, like, that. I'm sure I'll be going a bit more slowly when I get here in the real thing. Yeah, man. Okay. But I suppose I'd be happy if I reach the end of Jupiter. Even more so if I reach Saturn, which is just one more outside that isn't too hard. So I think I'll practice up to there, which we're mostly to anyway. Then I'll get into the real run. This also is kind of a warm-up, because I just joined the game 1 nanosecond before starting the stream. Alright, then we got this part. I really need to update this because it's, like, not good. The gameplay's alright, but it's just not very sight-readable for the rising lava thing. Well, rising metallic hydrogen. I mean, you can, like, fail there. It just could be better. It's not as good as the other rising metallic hydrogen part on Saturn. So, I will update that eventually. Maybe. Or are you trying to get the... Oh, console shift lock. Yeah, I don't think I have that in this. I will add it, I guess. Question, does the V6 kit have console shift lock? I think it does. But this is built in V5.5, so that doesn't really help anything. But I have it in Ring 5. So, yeah. This is the first time I've seen Tower of the Planet since I'm a new viewer. Well, glad you were able to join me today. Yeah, so it's kind of a long outside if you look at the whole thing, but it's pretty easy up until like there, and then it's just a few harder jumps that still aren't too bad. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's not do that. This could also use some updating. The gameplay is alright, other than like that, which is just copy-pasted jumps, and it just needs more detail too. Oh, right, no, there's the IO part. I completely forgot about that. Okay, so it's not one continuous outside, actually. And part of this outside is also netted, which is fun difficulty spike. Wall hops, indeed. Oh yeah, and then there's this thing. This was originally on the Mercury outside, but it was just too RNG, so I put it over a safety net way later in the tower, because that's... Well, because I needed to move it, and then I was also revamping this outside, like, anyway. I might regret not practicing this, but I'm not going to. It's not that hard. I feel like it would be a better use of time to practice this. That's IO, to answer that question. Do I still have the jump boost from the sun? Quite possibly. So this moving platform thing is pretty easy. It's only like right in the middle that it goes like slightly faster than you walk for only like 2 or 3 seconds. So I made sure it's nothing like that. I could update it so that you stick to the moving part. Not too much of a need though. Okay, and then this is the hardest part of this outside. Probably that jump right there. Yeah, it's just gonna be... See, anything like that can happen on this part. So, I wouldn't be too surprised if that ends up happening on the real thing. But, we'll see. But if you can get past that truss, then it's pretty easy from there. You just get these conveyor launches to Saturn. And then, I practiced all unsafety netted parts from here to the end of the tower. Like once, just to sort of refresh myself. Would help a little bit. Oh yeah, let's also not forget that this is super easy because it's broken and I don't know how to fix it. Alright, time to do the real run. In case I get very far in, I'm going to charge up the GoPro in case I want to start the hand cam. Not that you'll see it in the stream, but if this becomes a video, which it will whenever I beat the tower, want to have the hand cam so you can see how shaky my hands are. This will just take a second. Alright, it's now charging. Ow, I just hit my knees on the desk. That was really painful. Okay, here we go. The run begins here. We begin with this no jump section. I've done this so many times. And there's a lot of signs as well. Oh no, the word. Oh, that word. Yeah. Okay. Sun, by the way, the International Space Station, which is the starting place, or starting thing, that's not even a floor. So have fun with that. This is floor 1, the sun. We got the tower name signed there, because, of course. Wow, okay, that's not what we... Great, okay. Good to fail in a stupid way like that at the start. You can make players stick on the morpher with some constraint physics. Good job. Yes, I did so terribly. I love unindicated conveyors. They're indicated. They're just on a sign you didn't read. And neither did I, because I've read it like 10 times. Okay, maybe the rushing it strategy isn't particularly effective. So, yeah, I think let's not do that. Oh yeah, and there's also the exclamation marks. And also it's at the very start, so is it that much of a problem? Wow, okay, thank you, physics. Thank you so much, physics. We love loop failing easy sections for no reason. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Okay, third time's the charm. We just need to get a good run going, which... yeah, I'm gonna feel like the Mercury outside, aren't I? This is gonna go so well. I estimated my chance of beating this tower today to be 30%, which isn't great. But keep in mind that once I get past Saturn, the difficulty slowly decreases. Are you kidding me? This is not a good sign of any success today. Right, okay, so I think the chances of beating this are dwindling into single digits now, but maybe someone got the obscure illusion. But what I was saying is that after Saturn, it slowly decreases in difficulty to the end. So, like, by the end, like, if you get, wow, words. If you get to Pluto, it's basically free because it's, like, challenging difficulty and all netted from there. I mean, there's only, like, a minute of the tower left at that point. But, yeah. Gah! You might get a better chance at Ring 5 Tower Rush. 4 floor 1 fails. Why is this happening? Okay. That was all the loop failing we're going to do of floor 1. This is the run. It all starts here. Well, 36 seconds ago. Okay, if I just hold space on that slanted one, because it's being weird, we'll be alright. Maybe starting the stream with Tower of the Planets wasn't a good idea. Normally, well, with all the success last week, I started with Tower of Astral Eclipse, because that's the other one. But I don't know how, well, bleh. Okay, thank you for keeping track of that. Where is the slash key? There it is. No, but like the stream, if it reaches like the 2-hour mark, then we're at any point everyone could arrive home at my house, and then it's extremely loud, and then I have to mute, and then I lose viewers because I'm just muted being silent for upwards of 10 minutes, and it's not pretty. So that's why I wanted to start, like, worst case scenario is I'm like an hour and a half into a run on like Saturn on this, doing good until that happens. So that's why I wanted to start the stream with that. But clearly that's not going quite according to plan. Can I do that? Nope, I definitely can't. I saw that. It wanted to, like, knock me off the platform for no reason. Alright, will I fail floor 1 for the 6th time in a row? Thank you. Okay, finally did that part. There we go. That's more like it. Alright. Might have taken a lot while I opened that as if I had the time counter thing like Ito does, but no. Okay, surely if floor 1 is only... If I can get past floor 1 in a minute and a half, this isn't a very long tower. Surely. Okay, we got to the netted part, which is probably going to be loop failing for like 20 minutes and then failing like the 3rd jump of the outside that follows, but we won't think about that too much right now. Alright, we got the Tower of Inception thing there. You know, the Can't Collide False Truss. By the way, these are all ouch bricks. It says that on the sign I didn't read. Or, which one's ouch bricks? Wait, yeah, ouch bricks are the 20 no, wait. 20 damage, yes. Ouch bricks are 20 damage, double damage bricks are 10. There is no 15 damage kill brick. I guess you could make a custom client object if you wanted, but whatever. Alright, things seem to be going smoothly on side A, but it's side B that's quite loop failable. Or at least it once was. I hit the button still, so that's fine. Why are these wedges can't collide false? Are they? Put that in suggestions in the Discord and do a @Roro Studios ping so that I don't forget the next update. Actually, hold on. You don't have to do that. I had a list going for the next update because there were like a whole bunch of bug fixes I wanted to do. Or not really bugs, but things I was gonna fix. Make the wedges on the push box part of Mercury side A can collide true. There. Okay. In V31, we're also gonna have, there's this one X pusher on the asteroid belt. You know how if you like reach the end of the prismatic constraint, it just like stops, but if it hits a part, it'll like bounce and possibly fling you off. There's one of them like that. Like you don't get going fast enough to get flung off, but it can also make you like think it's gonna stop, and then you like jump, and it doesn't behave as you would think it was, and then you fall. So it's not like a huge concern, but it is coming in version 31. In addition to that, we're getting improve indication on tilting parts. It's supposed to say on the asteroid belt. I will make them, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I would just like make the neon be red instead of pink, but you know, colorblind support, so maybe I'll put like the neon will be like an X or something. Or what if I do like the little reload symbol? You know, the circular arrow thing. That maybe suggests tilting. Come on, let's not respawn that right in front of me. Okay, thank you. Like I said, this was once loop failable, but then some updates later, and it was not so much so. Okay, that's just completely stuck now. Nothing is pointing towards this is going to be a good run, I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't know, what am I supposed to do about when I just, like, don't feel locked in, as the modern society says? Do you ever feel that way when you're playing this game? Because, like, you're just not, like, I don't know what's going on here. Maybe things will just magically improve by the outside, because they'd better, or else I'm gonna fall and be really annoyed. Also, I'll open the player list, because I want to. Turn on the AC air conditioning. Oh yeah, also in the next update, I'm fixing I mentioned the rings of Saturn, they're like broken and don't spin, like the outer one, and I don't know how to fix it. It seems to be Roblox, like, not rendering the whole, or like, to save on processing power, like, not making cylindrical constraints spin if they're too far away from you, which seems to be the only solution is make it smaller, which is quite the process to do that on that, so. Well, because, you know, it's like a whole, like, technically each ring is a button, because there's a button on each ring, so I thought the easiest thing to do would be, like, put a beginner spinning weld platform inside a button. So that's how that's going on. I tried, okay, that's great. I tried like putting it in different folders, making it be a beginner spinning, or a button inside a beginner spinning weld platform. None of that fixed the problem. I tried, come on. Yeah, almost missed that. Why? This game just hates me today. Thank you. Slow down. How Tower of True Skill grind feels like. Just slow down. That's a fun jump into that 2-stud gap. Not that hard, but I'm always questioning it. Okay, big safety net coming up. Venus floor is high peak insane. Well, the tower is extreme, so. Bro legit just removed the weird loose X pusher. You mean on Mercury? Well, actually, I moved it to the pre-IO outside. But it's safety netted there, so. It is on an outside, but it's there's like a safety net. So it's still in the tower, just way later and safety netted. All right, there's music on this. Hold on. Let me turn up volume and then change some things on OBS so that you can hear it. And then compare the volume of my voice with the music. That should be fine. I don't know if you can hear it. It's kind of low. Also glad they brought the oof sound back. It's far better than the dying cat in a garbage disposal. Fun. Even though this run isn't going too bad, all signs are pointing to it. I'm gonna fail like the moon outside, honestly. I did practice that too. You know, the funny presses I always fail. Okay. Music is louder than voice. Okay, there. That should fix it. The thing with this one is this song is quiet and also super loud at different points, so there's nothing I can do about that. Except just constantly alt-tab the OBS. Okay, is physics gonna work? Thank you. Real. Oh, I just missed my ride. That's okay. Yeah, man. Okay, there's that button. When the loop fail is so crazy that the song and the floor you're loop failing on loops. True. If you don't fall at all, you can. There's like 10 to 15 seconds left of the song. So, yeah. But it's like the third time it's played, so that's. Or no, it's the second, I think. The Venus floor is like peak remorseless, but the random time is to kill section buffs it to like high intense. Or high insane. Yes, coming right up. Okay, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn down the music because the second movement, which is what you're about to hear, is a bit louder. Alright, you got 97 seconds, and if you run out of time, you die. But, lots of, like, safety nets and, like, stuff activates as you go, so you'll only lose a few seconds for each fail. And if you don't fail, you can complete it in like 30. None of these are good signs. Normally I'm like so consistent at this. Okay, lag, that's fine. There we go. Nice. Custom client objects for kill bricks that deal different amounts of damage, like 15 and 60, aren't that hard to make. Yeah, actually, if I were to guess, let me, hold on 1 second. There we go. No music for a while, or at least, well, until the end of this outside anyway. Then there will be more music. Yeah, I would think you could probably just edit the script. I think it's called, like, I forget. It's in the tower kit, though. It's called, like, damage event or something. Damage script. You could probably just, like, add a new entry that just is the same as the others, but it's, like, called, I don't know, 15 damage, and then you tell it what the bool value should be named, like 15. You could call it that. Or maybe, if you wanted, you could make a big overhaul to that whole script, and then you, like, put a number value of how much you want it to deal. And that way you don't have to make a new entry for every number 1 to 100 if you actually wanted to be able to do that. Although I feel like the average tower builder doesn't have a particular need for a 37 damage kill brick, specifically. Roro, do you trust the truss? I've never trust the process of hoping trusses work. That truss is okay, but the truss is on the moon outside. If I fail those, I might say some things I regret. I'll say hashtag, 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 hashtag. That's all I'll say about that. I won't actually, don't worry. I won't say anything that will cost me my monetization. Ooh, okay. Couldn't really see that part. Wait for the moving part. There we go. Alright, push box with a safety net briefly, so can relax slightly. I shouldn't be nervous, though. The fact that I am slightly nervous on this outside is not a good sign. Then again, I've said a bunch of things are not a good sign, but I haven't failed yet, except for the 6 fails on floor 1. But those were only confidence damaging, not significant time losses. Okay, here comes a scary jump. I've never liked that. Okay, now let me set the volume going again. Okay, should hear game sounds. There we go. Alright, safety net for a while. Let me check the volume of that compared to my voice. Seems fine. Okay. If it's too loud, let me know. I also haven't checked stream chat in a while, so let me check that after getting my alt tabs right. There we go. Okay. 6 fails on floor 1 because the floor 1 spinner of doom and despair. Watch Roro fail now. Sorry, I just jinxed your run. Well, for roughly the next 6 to 10 minutes, which is how long this safety netted part is. The only way I could fail is if I loop fail horribly and then rage quit. Which isn't out of the question, really, but... Why are the buttons not working? You have to find the one that works. Ah, my view went above there. That was scary. This part you find all the same, or all the keys. Tower of the Planets is Citadel of Leon Laboratories, but I think some things need to be polished. For which one? TOTP? Probably. No, okay, Citadel of Leon Laboratories, it's like 15 minutes long so far, and there's only like 2 floors built, so it's currently on pace to be significantly longer than Tower of the Planets, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do with that. I could just make the next floors shorter, but then we'll have inconsistent floor lengths, and I don't know, I feel like it's not a good kind of look that why are the first 2 floors extremely long? Because the builder made them way too long and then made the next floors shorter to compensate. I feel like it's better to balance it out. So like build the next, well, you know what I mean. How long do I want the Citadel to be in the end? Hopefully like 40 minutes. Maybe shorter, honestly. So there's, you know, Tower of the Planets is already plenty long. But like 40 minutes or shorter, ideally. Which is probably not going to happen. Okay, fine. So make the existing floors shorter, a lot shorter. And then that doesn't necessarily have to involve deleting a ton of gameplay I spent all that time building. It could just involve setting it aside to place elsewhere. I did that on sections of Tower of the Planets as well. On the Earth floor. Only problem with that is it's more work than you would think. Like the way COLL is. Like there's a bunch of... What am I trying to say? Unlike what was the case for Tower of the Planets, which was... Or the sections I shortened of Tower of the Planets, which were like not that hard to just take a chunk of gameplay and move it. COLL, the way it works with like all its client objects and like stuff, it's gonna be like way harder. I don't know if that's not really a good explanation. How do I explain it? Maybe a specific example. It's like we have one section that's like a bunch of, or it's like a long... Hold on, I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. It's on the 3rd floor, I think. It's the no jump thing with the shadow section maze. If you know what I'm talking about? Like the start of floor 3. I can't just like take some of that and move it to the next floor. At least not easily. So that's sort of the problem. Another one is we have like a really long push box section. Which really long push box sections to begin with don't usually result in a particularly enjoyable experience, because then you always lose the push box like near the end and then have to redo the whole thing. And there's no real way to practice it either. Come on. There's a button. There's that button. Now I'll grab the pizza box. I could have done that earlier, but then that kind of gets in my way unless I turn down key displays, which I don't feel like doing. Alright, this is number 5 of 7 of these wonders of the world. Don't remember which one's the longest. It might be this one. Probably is. Or it might be Chichen Itza, the one I was just at. Again, it depends on how much you loop fail it. Ooh, please hit the button. Okay, thank you. Oh no, you could complete them all in like a minute to a minute and a half. If you don't fall. Okay, hope I don't get RNG'd by this. I'm about to get RNG'd by that. Remember when Mexico got half its gameplay cut off? Oh yeah, the previous part. Yeah, that indeed was one of the sections that was super long and also crazy loop failable on the first build of it. The water part. And so was this. This is also a part I removed pieces of to shorten it, and those were later relocated to the moon outside, and also nerfed because, like I said, extremely loop failable, and putting it on an outside, though it makes it not loop failable, does not improve the tower at all. In fact, it makes it significantly worse to have a huge difficulty spike on an outside. Reminds me of, let's see, Tower of Slipping and Sliding, Tower of Astral Eclipse, that's all I can think of at the moment. I'm sure there are plenty more, though. With the old version of this that has been shortened, the key, it's kind of pointless now because it's like you just walk to it and then open the door. Previously you had to go get the key doing some more gameplay. There's like button activated stuff, but not anymore. Let's see, this was also super loop failable before. This is the last one. And then it's no safety net for a while, sort of. It's another timed section after this, very lenient though. The sky is fake. What else am I supposed to do? Actually, wait, I could do one of those. I've seen a couple towers I've played lately submitted for Ring 6. Well, no, one of them for Ring 6. One of them is the new one by this guy. That's in Ring 5 now, Tower of Reflective Marbles. You take like this mesh thing and give it reflectance, and then it like looks like a skybox without requiring all that empty space. I could do that actually. I might, now that I've had that thought. Right, okay, so we get a break here. You can read that if you want. I don't feel like it, but this begins a timed section like the one on Venus. Following that, we have the stupid moon outside. It's not a mesh in my tower, but it's better with a mesh. Wait, then what is it? Oh, wait, also, but if it is a mesh, then like, what, is this just gonna be a floating square, the ground part with reflection? Okay. Well, like, how are you inside it then? Right, the good news is this timed section is mostly walking. Well, maybe not. Yeah, well, maybe like 60% walking, and then starting here, it's actual gameplay. But you have 60 seconds to do this, and it's not too bad. It's pretty short, particularly. Definitely could be loop failed too much. And then the teleporter for that last jump, it's like 5 studs down the slope from that part. Okay, then you can sit here, try to calm down, or just send it and go to the moon outside. Which it doesn't help that we have the super dramatic ending to this song that you hear like 3 times as you do the whole outside. But you do begin with a safety net, so I'm still calm for the moment, but that's about to end, so. High jump to get to there, press the button, go along the falling parts. And so much for that safety net. Good news with this timer is that it's lenient. There, see, that's all you had to do. Starting to get nervous. I shouldn't be, like I've gotten here many times before. But, you know, knowing how much loop failing there was to get here. It's probably the end of the the grind for today if I fail this. Alright, now try not to get physicsed on here. Remember, this tower is like especially traumatizing, so I like vividly remember every fail on an outside. That being one of them. What is this doing? Can we not? Okay. Risky play there. Come on. Thank you, thank you. Okay. See, that's the sort of thing we don't want right now. Just remember, I'm only like 20% through the tower. That should calm me down. Yeah, that did not calm me down at all. Okay. How are you running fast? Probably some speed section earlier. He's using no clip. I don't know if you are. You might be on a legit run. Y'all are slow. Nah. Okay, I think I can take a break now. Your run is going to be longer than Co had. Okay, actual estimate of how far this is to the tower. Let's see, we know 33% is the start of the asteroid belt. I'd say this maybe 25% is where I am now. So, yes, actually, I don't... That was scary. I don't know if this is longer than Co had in terms of actual length of the tower. Runs will definitely average less than Co had. Because, you know, it's so punishing that it forces you to be consistent at it, to get consistent at it, in order to beat it. Which probably will keep run times at, well, the only two completions have been like minutes apart from each other, around 130 minutes. With going without stopping or failing, you know, on the safety native parts, I guess, it's about 90 minutes. Ugh. I almost failed that. I don't know if you saw that. Okay, here's my favorite part. Well, actually, there's those two trusses, and then there's some more coming up in a few jumps. I think I just saw it up here, yeah. Slow and steady. Actually, no, not slow and steady. Because then I just prolong the stress, and it's a very uncomfortable experience. Now, I ran this like once to see what jumps I could actually do, so I don't have to find myself questioning, can I make that ladder flick? Particularly that one. Don't. Can you tell I'm stressed here? I'm not particularly in love with the setup I did for that ladder flick, but we're alright. Then we're done with the ladder flicks for now. Row ladder flicks. Not that that should cause a problem with them being there, but... This is so easy. Well, when you have no clip and you're not stressed, then yeah, it's like remorseless only. Okay. Another thing I changed recently, I slowed down this zip line and also added that little extra bit of space to land on at the end. this never actually happened, but I worried it was going to every time, that, like, it swung me backwards as it reached the end, and I got, like, flung back into the void. So, now I can be sure that's not going to happen. I missed, like, that ladder flick off of that truss one time, because it just didn't let me jump for some reason. Remember, this tower is particularly traumatizing, which is why I remember every fail like that. So, okay, Mars. Zone 6. You ignite special effects when falling in space. That could be cool. I don't really know how I'd do that, though. I could put a big net of whatever client object, lighting changer or something. What sort of effects are we thinking? How long is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. But it's climbable. You see the fake skybox? Oh, like this. Like reflectance. Okay. So like you're saying, do that instead of the big blue box like on Earth. Free button progress, thank you. My past self, once I added that. Previously, you had to do this whole thing in one go. It was horribly loop failable. But it has since been nerfed, and I gave you the free button progress as well. Make it a circle or a sphere. Well, if you're inside a sphere, then like you just won't see the part. So I don't like with you use like a union. Maybe you do that, and you like make a hollow sphere. Fun RNG spinner. Right, yeah, we got the first of the tower's insta-kills on this part. They're easy to avoid for now. Oh, great, time for the asteroid belt. That moment to relax was short-lived. Face it, you're not dying on Mars. Yeah. And then we're free from the insta-kills for now. Well, actual insta-kills. Now we got bigger fish to fry in terms of punishment. As in, just about missing any jump here will end in death. So, you know, what do you pick your preferred method of death, insta-kill or void. I'll take insta-kills because there's less chance I'll die to them, usually. Well, actually, okay, there's that one insta-kill at the start of this outside, and then there's one towards the end. Very easy to avoid, though, so. Okay. Hold on, let me turn off game sounds again, because there's no music for a while. A long while, actually. The next time you'll hear any music is Saturn Timelock 6, I think, which, if I make it, there will be, like, over 90 minutes into the run, probably. I know the tower is only 90 minutes, but I'm not going at full pace here. So it's just my voice and my keyboard. I want to say it helps to keep talking in terms of nerve control. So let me just do that, but keep talking about the game. Don't like that wall hop, because I failed it before. Now I forever worry I'll fail it again. Oh yeah, this part, I was talking about this earlier. Per someone's request, I nerfed it. What is going on? This isn't lining up very well. Yeah, how am I going to push that in place? Nah, we're restarting. How did I nerf it, you may ask? I made that part stick out slightly further, so it's easier to jump to it. Come on, why won't that line up? There we go. I think that's lined up now. Okay, now I press this button, which will raise that up. Push that through. They said that you had to push it like almost all the way through to make the jump. Now you don't have to. Alright, now comes the fun part. Well, the whole thing is the fun part. It's just as punishing, but this is like probably the middle 50% of the asteroid belt, is this key collection thing. And you know, when I do the update where I improve the indication of spinning parts or tilting parts like that, I'll also add you a free button that says you go that way first. I explain this like every time, but it's best if you go this way first, because otherwise you're going to have to do like redoing gameplay. And I feel like, you know, having you just guess that on a legit run isn't very nice. So I'll just do a little arrow. Maybe a sign that says, I suggest you go this way first, as that does not involve redoing gameplay. Though it's not a significant amount to redo, but it is, you know, just... Actually, it's not even redoing gameplay, but it is gameplay you wouldn't otherwise have to do. Three, two, one. Jump right now. Nice. Free chat. SMToH Ring 6 development on stream when? After Tower of Astral Eclipse. Is this the TOI of SMToH? I'll let you go first. Well, I'd like to think this is a bit more enjoyable than Tower of Inception. Maybe not because of the stress. See, we don't want that to be happening. See how I, like, barely made that jump and I almost fell, and then I'd say some things I'd regret? Yeah. Nice. Alright, and there's 2, 3, 4. And let me just go ahead and turn that off before it causes any problems. What if you start Ring 1 development? Yes. Delay Ring 6 even more than it already has been. Well, okay, I never committed to any date of release or even any particularly precise estimates. I haven't even, like, started it. I mean, you guys have been doing a good job building the lobby, but I have done, like... Oh my gosh, no, 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 no! Just jump back. Okay, it's fine. We almost had a disaster. I avoided it, though. You might think it's stuck. Don't worry, there's a resetter. What is Trello? I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is. Okay, fun part. First things first, spawn that push box. Track progress of updates and stuff. Okay, hit the button, hit that, and then I see that the push box fell down. I struggled with that a bit last week on my legit run. Cause like I kept doing the walk around too carefully. And then I ran out of time. Alright, let's hope that doesn't fall. We're good. Okay, jump up here. Skip? Huh, that's nice. I probably won't fix that. Or I might. I don't know. Also need to make that sign a bit more obvious. Ooh, there's also a soft lock. That's not too much of a problem. But it's that after you do this moving part thing. Hold on. Actually, I think it's a soft lock. Yeah, if during this part you jump down there for whatever reason, then you can't get back through there. I need to make it so it deactivates that. But first question, why would you do that? Actually, wait. No, okay. If you jump down anytime before you get those 5 or however many are over there of the metals, because once you get over there, you don't need to come back past this point. Previously, I had it so like the button activated like a truss right there. Then I removed it when I did like a nerf or something. So I'll add like a truss so that you only have to do that. Kill break. There we go. Jump scare thing once. How are you gonna make SMToH's items? I don't know. Maybe I'll ask someone to like 3D model them if that's what you mean. Or do you mean like... I don't want to think about this jump. This one. That's like the scariest jump of this whole outside. That wraparound onto the truss. I've yet to miss it though. 1, 2. I can 3D model them. I love Blender. What does that crown mean? The one next to my name. It's something. It's some like new YouTube update. If you like chat the most, you get like XP or something. I think such things like that exist on Twitch. So I guess they're trying to become like Twitch, just as with YouTube Shorts, they're trying to become like TikTok, which definitely did not improve anything. Twitch might. I've never actually used Twitch or TikTok. I definitely won't use TikTok ever. I might use Twitch. Not to stream. I much prefer streaming on YouTube because, well, frankly, 16 of you are only watching right now, and on a good day, it's like 50. Right, it can get up to 50. Usually I have around 15 to 20, though. And, like, I don't know how many of you would be willing to make a Twitch account to watch. I probably don't have to, but, you know. I did get the 2 medals over there, right? Yes, I was a bit zoned out from the game. And focused on talking instead. Which actually made me a lot less stressed out, but probably I shouldn't do that. If it makes me more likely to fall. But it also might make me less likely to fall, so I don't know. Just keep yapping. Why don't ya? Because that makes me feel better, apparently. Alright, 2 stud stick out wrap spam. Fun. Not too hard, but you gotta go. A tic tac, yes. You gotta really trust in your ability to do 2 stud stick outs. And not, zone out and actually jump the wrong way. Though, usually if you do that and you hit the little invisible wall, you might actually end up, like, wrapping, like, you slide back along the wall and then just land back. Definitely not the sort of thing you want to be testing how good you are at failing, though. Well, unless you're in practice mode. But, like, don't be stupid. Like me. I'm very stupid. Alright. Going back, thankfully, is much easier than coming this way along this stretch of gameplay. Because you can just, like, skip a lot of it. Because you're, like, on top of it, if that makes sense. Probably was not the best way to do that jump, but that's alright. I'm sort of past the worst part of the asteroid belt. Not that there's any particular section that's bad, but I'm mostly through the asteroid belt. Like I'm more than halfway, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. I think I have them all. Yep. Pay my $20 to get past here. And it's not much left. Hope I don't get physicsed. I didn't get physicsed yet. Nice. My PB before last week was this part. Wait for the bullet to come through. Wrap around. I think I missed the wrap around was the problem. And then go. Before it's too late. We don't want that. We don't want that. Now, high jump. Come on. Okay. It's pretty easy to the end of the asteroid belt now. Then I get more safety nets. Okay. There's the one insta-kill I was talking about like 15 minutes ago when I was at the start of here. I've been in a prolonged state of autonomic arousal, so that's fun. Well, not too long. 15 minutes, as I just said. Alright. That's basically it. I got this puzzle thing, which is pretty easy. Right. Like I was talking about this earlier. There used to be like 3 zip lines in a row. That's what you did at that part. But then some physics update made it like unpredictable in RNG. I guess it was a physics update because I didn't change anything. Like it used to with like 100% consistency. Actually, yeah, 100% consistency from what I found. Like just swing you like straight into the next zip line. But then it was like being weird. Sometimes it would fling you past it. Sometimes it wouldn't, and you'd have to like correct for that. Yeah, not fun. How many games have you played that are in the Innovation Awards? Like 3. One of them is SMToH. Something's not quite right. Hold on. Let me set this up better. Trying to get to that button. Hold on. It probably now isn't the best time to be testing new strats for this, but yeah, okay. There's SMToH, and then like 2 of them I played in The Hunt 2024 or 2025. No, wait, I want this over here. That's too far. That's better. Then I think that's about as good as that one's going to get set up. Don't like it. It's like, this part is just how well do you trust how much you think you can land jumps when you're stressed out. I mean, you know, I'm calmer right now than I was 3 minutes ago because this part is easy. Nevertheless, it's, you know, trust I set it up right. Okay. Okay, now I believe the way you do this part is, yeah, it's that there. So this, like here, think I can make that? I hope I can make that. Shouldn't be thinking, I want to be 100% sure, but what are you gonna do? Well, I know for sure you on this part you line up that with the blue thing. Doesn't have to be exact, but that's good enough. Now question, can I make that jump? As best I can set it up is probably that. That I for sure can make. That probably can. I'm going to spin it a bit closer just to be safe. Just like that much. Maybe a little more. There. Then move this to a safer place to jump to that I'm more confident, which would be, well, not that, don't spin it that much. It doesn't go up that much, so like right here should be fine. That should be good. Oh, wait, okay, that could have ended badly. Holding space right there, such that I could jump onto the ledge, go in climbing animation, and get flung into the void. That's not good. Okay, that's it, okay. Well, not really. Still gotta do a couple more scary jumps. But I spin this around and then just go back, and then it's chill time from there for a few minutes. I mean, when I got the safety nets, I go pretty fast through gameplay. That should be easy. I don't need to long jump that, but maybe I will anyway. Okay, and with this in place, got one wrap. And then those jumps. Boom. Unskippable cutscene. For the 0 people speedrunning this, maybe that's annoying, I'm sorry, but... Math problem, 3 plus 3 equals... 6. I can chill. I was able to a bit on that last puzzle, but now I really can, because it's safety nets for a while. Well, this part is completely safety net. There's a couple jumps on the next 2 platforms that aren't. But then we're back into the storm. I don't know, is there an eye of the storm of this tower? I mean, this is the halfway point, the end of the asteroid belt. And, you know, the eye is halfway through, but there's safety nets elsewhere, so there's like multiple eyes. It's a mutant 3-eyed hurricane. Well, however many nets there are. Let's see, there's I don't feel like counting, but it's some amount. And by net, I suppose I mean like the parts where you're on the planet, mostly. By the way, this part's a 6-button collection thing. If you missed that from the sign I didn't read, in which case I don't blame you for missing it. Alright, then this part, do the jump late enough so that it's moving fast enough you can jump, but not too late so you can't make the next jump. Oops, okay. Do you know what escape R enter does? It gives free Robux. Why did I do that? That was stupid. Okay. Let's go on this side then. No, it's a bit further, the halfway point. It's subjective, I guess. Depends on how long or how fast you go. What was your halfway point? Let me ask you that. Or your run was like 136 minutes, so when were you 123 minutes in? Where do I go? What? Oh, there's the entrance. Nope, it's on the other side. I guess the longer I stay here, the longer I get to chill. Oh, jump on that side. That's significantly easier. Oh, I can't, like, go back onto there. Whatever, that's fine. I estimate this to be the halfway point because it was the end of the asteroid belt that I was halfway through the video, the full playthrough video. You know what Shift F5 does? Isn't that only in Studio? I think I should test it. But if you don't know, it gives you free Robux. For real. Alright, this is the back and forth part. where each time this part gets buffed. Oops. And also this thing moves across, so you can't cheese it. Pretty easy, but there are like one stud poles over nothing. So it doesn't help with stress, but here we are. Button. How not to consume space. What? Keeping an eye on my health as well, so I don't die. This is like the most prolonged unnetted part of this platform. Oh my gosh, almost missed that. Or at least it felt like it. Okay. Nice. Then I think it's one more button. So one more unnetted stretch. Don't like the poles. They're not hard, but I just question my ability to do one stud poles with wedges on top every time. There we go. Okay, and then pressing that button actually does buff that again. Right? No, maybe it doesn't. It did at one point, but then I realized, oh, it's pointless for it to do that. So I guess I removed it because of that. Doesn't matter anyway, because you don't have to. Right, like 3 unnetted jumps there. Maybe, honestly, isolated unnetted jumps like that are more stressful than big, long stretches of outside, like the asteroid belt. Oh, this is the purism part that I loop failed horribly last week because of an RNG physics jump that has since been nerfed. So it should be okay this time around. Though I might miss the 10 minutes extra of safety net. What jump was it, you may ask? It was the one I just failed. It's more the opposite way. It goes from insane to challenging. Kind of fun fact, I have every SMToH badge. Nice. Do you have the Tower of Reflective Marbles and Tower of Reflective Marbles secret ending badge, though? Those are new. Which I think means the most amount of badges, or most amount of towers from here is 21. Though that doesn't include the secret, or, well, yeah, the secret Arbans badges, or the Met the Owner badge. Wait, no, wait. I think the secret ending of Tower of Reflective Marbles does not count as a new tower. Pretty sure it doesn't the way I coded it. Unless it like, well, like if you beat the secret ending first time, that counts as a new tower. All it does is it's, yeah, okay. As far as the game's save data is concerned, the only difference with a secret ending win is it's just one extra point of data in the save that says secret ending equals true. So it still counts it as a 1 tower beaten. Here's the unsafety netted part. I mean, it is for like 3 jumps here, but after that I'm on my own for a while. Almost to my PB. No. Oh my gosh. I need a mental recovery from that. Hold on. TOTP is literally Tower of Nervous Sweating. Not extreme parts, it's just really long. Okay, enough of a break. Actually reset these for good measure. There. This here was the jump I failed last week. If I can land it, it's a new PB. It's not swinging enough. The trauma is not helping. There we go. Like, if I hadn't have failed that, I would have felt a lot more confident about it, but, you know, what are you gonna do? That's part of the experience of this tower. Easy jump. Random questioning my ability to do an easy jump that I've never once questioned my ability to do. I'll let you go ahead on there. Fun fact, after you do Tower of Reflective Marbles in the Tower Rush, the skybox after that will never change. Uh-oh. I should probably fix that. Put that as a suggestion in bug reports. And ping me so I don't forget. Even though I might still forget. Unfortunately, that's not just a simple change. It might be a bit more complicated to fix that. Let me think how. I mean, it could just be as simple as putting a skybox reverter in the next tower. Okay, that's pretty simple. All right, that's all I have to do. Hopefully. Since it respawns your character, that might complicate things a bit. If it, like, I don't know, thinks you're back on the normal skybox when you aren't. I don't think it would do that, but you never know. What am I doing? Why do I do this to myself? Remember, I built this tower and chose myself to beat it. Oh yeah, and at what point do I want to turn on the GoPro hand cam? Could do it now. Again, you guys won't be able to see that, but if I beat it and this ends up in the video, then yeah. How long is this maze? Oh my gosh. It's not really a maze, it's a linear path, but I know I'm over the net, but it does mean redoing jumps that aren't over the net if I fail that. Missed that jump in practice somehow and fell down there, but it's okay. I was just rushing a bit. So, I'm okay now. All right. What am I doing? I'm also on a faster pace this time. I failed that jump like 78 minutes in last week. So even though I was not doing as well earlier, things have changed for the better now. One thing I'd like to do is just get rid of that insta-kill push box, just to avoid any calamities. Any stained brutal calamities. Actually, is that the correct use of calamity? Sound effects, am I right? Isn't this your first extreme? Extreme? Yeah. It would be. Here's the thing, though. What would I title the video? I definitely do want to make a video. And I think it would be cool if I did, like, how I beat 2 extremes in one day. Of course, that would require beating this and Tower of Astral Eclipse on the same day. Or at the very least, like, within 24 hours of each other. Or on the same calendar day in my time zone. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. Remind myself to breathe. I couldn't beat my own tower for a year title. That's a good title. It hasn't been a year though. Why did I say though twice? Because I'm nervous. Give me a break here. This part is easy. This part is easy. Just gotta remind myself what's easy. Which is really all of this. We don't want that. Good thing that jump was netted. That's for sure. Please don't physics me. Thank you. Going around corners on trusses like that is not a fun experience. If I fall here, I just have to go do that spinner part underneath again. Still would very much prefer not falling. Trusses. Why did I do this to myself? No! Gah! I hate this stupid game. That was not my fault. I believe that was not my fault. It was just stupid physics. New PB though, at least, so I guess I can't complain about that. Well, I can't complain about stupid physics doing stupid physics things, but... Oh yeah, now you work perfectly fine. Of course. Falling past the asteroid belt is always really bad. Tell me about it. This only happened twice, though. Let me rewatch that. Like, I did nothing different. The only thing I could think of was being 0.1 seconds off with pressing space. Oh well. At least a new PB, so there's that. It wasn't all to waste. Even if the PB was only like a minute of gameplay ahead, that's still progress. And again, if I can get to there, things just get easier and easier, so... I don't want to make the claim that if I get there, I've basically won. Because I know if I do that, then I will... That will come back to bite me in an ironic fashion. Is this even a tower? Yeah. Maybe flick off the side of the truss. It's just another... If I do that, then it's another flick I have to do. I can use shift and space at least. But... like, to flick onto the side. Should I go for another run? Sure. There's so much gameplay. Yeah, so much gameplay and not even a frame. But I say it's a tower, so yes. I mean, if you think about it, it's just a really big frame that's invisible and can't collect false and turned on its side. Can't you just jump down from the truss without having to flick? Maybe. Let me try that. Slow down the no clip. What, you mean all the way down to there? Or do you mean like jumping off of here? That's definitely less consistent, especially because it revolves around doing another ladder flick anyway. Well, actually, going on the side doesn't technically, but I feel so non-confident about going around corners on trusses like that. Like, it just feels too RNG for me. Like, that's what I was saying just before I fell there. I was going around, like, this corner. I do not like doing that, because I just get physics by the game all the time. Of course, this does involve doing a shift and space flick instead of a flicking flick, which is indeed more consistent. At least for me. Let me try another thing. What if I just... Oops, not that. What if I shift and space flick from here? Problem with that is you can't go quite as far, I feel like. Like, I can make that, yes, but... by my preferred method of ladder flicks, I would do that. I don't know if I will anymore, though. Could this be a reason to revamp my truss flicking strategies? To always be shift and space, unless it actually requires it. I mean, again, that really was not my fault. I will continue saying that. And even if it was, I suppose it still applies that even though I can usually do a truss flick like that, that might just be more consistent. Maybe. Here's the caveat, or at least one of them. Give me a second. Fly all the way back over here. Oh wait, actually there's a jump just like this on that part. By the way, I'll go play Tower of Astral Eclipse in a minute. Okay, take a truss flick like this. Maybe one that's like 3 studs wide. If I do that, then I'm already facing the direction I want to be facing with shift block. If I do shift in space, I have to turn it again. And maybe if it's like a 3 stud by 1 wide stick out, then shift in space already sets me up how I want my camera turned, instead of just having to flick that amount, like, by muscle memory, essentially. Like, statistically, it shouldn't happen again that I fail a truss flick in that spot again. But knowing my luck, I probably will. We'll see. I'll take more of a look at it. Nonetheless, I can't complain about a new PB. Alright, Tower of Astral Eclipse time. I've done practicing of it over the past week in the practice place, so I haven't yet played it in the real deal since last week, but we'll see. Now, where is it? There it is. Alright, you may join Zone 8, and you may join me. I think flicking around is just easier. You're probably right, honestly. Point worth mentioning is... Ooh, 1 and 2, 40, that's good. Point worth mentioning is... Wait, did they update this? Looks like they updated it. Nice. Or at least the bottom part. Pluto. Right, what was that point worth mentioning? I've failed to do a shift and space flick. Or no, I failed to do a shift and space flick far fewer times than I failed to do a flicking flick. So there's that. Also, let me update the title and description. Do I have one written down for... Are we live again? Hold on. I accidentally closed the tab. Looks like it. Alright, sorry about that. Don't mind me just clicking the... How do you accidentally click the tiny close tab button? I've done that like multiple times lately. Okay, let me try again to retype the playing tower, or let's say grinding Tower of Astral Eclipse live. Roblox SMToH. And apparently I didn't type a description before, so in this live stream, I'll be playing Tower of Astral Eclipse, TOAE, an extreme tower located in Zone 8. This, well, I'm aiming for this or Tower of the Planets. Might as well get the keyword while I can. to be my first extreme. Thanks for watching. Then get the game link. Paste that in. Play SMToH here. And while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and put it in live stream titles and descriptions. A Google Doc to avoid this exact problem of me having to spend 2 minutes typing it. Oh yeah, and also upload the thumbnail, or do the new thumbnail, which I have made previously. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Oh, well, there's a teleporter. That's nice. Good luck on TOAE. They updated Zone 1 and added a mini tower. Why am I getting text messages? I'm going to just not read that right now because I don't feel like it. Alright, here goes nothing. Oh, yeah, I still don't... What is the point of that? Why does it always say that when you join the tower? I don't know, coming back to normal from being under so much stress to Tower of the Planets for a while. I feel like I don't know, does anyone else have this? Like, my arms just feel like jello-y and not as responsive. Roro, when private servers in SMToH. Isn't it funny that I'm saying SMToH? It's definitely funny. Please laugh. In 2054. Calling it now, folks. By the way, my PB on this is like the third jump of floor 3. Although I think in the practice place I actually did do like no clip from the start until like halfway through floor 3. I think it was on the part with the moving parts over there somewhere on the outside. So do with that what you will. Hopefully I'll beat it in a few minutes so we won't have to debate it for long. But for now, feel free to argue in the comments, or the live chat, and give me some engagement. They are personal servers, but they cost Robux because of course they do. You know what they say, gotta monetize the game somehow. Although they have the, you know, healing items and stuff, or the Robux shop items. Insta-kill net, fun. By the way, I've also all jumped this whole tower now. I did like 2 runs from the, well, great, that's actually so awesome. I extensively practiced floor, well, the start to floor 4, like past all the green floors. I love this game. I practiced a lot of the blue floor, probably a bit less than the green floors. So, my goal for today is to get to the second of the blue floors, which is floor 6, I think. Well, one of the floor 6s, if you think about it. Because remember, you can choose to do floors 5 through 7 can either be the blue floor 5 through 7 or the yellow floor 5 through 7. If you're just trying to complete the tower, my suggestion is the yellow floors because they're easier. But remember, just about any jump missing on the yellow floor is death. Whereas you got like a full safety net for the blue floors. So if you want to improve your consistency or just beat the tower, do the yellow floors. If you're trying to do a skill boost, as I am, do the yellow floors. Or the blue floors. Because remember, Tower of the Planets is the big consistency booster, for me anyway. And if you too are looking to boost your consistency and nerve control, then Tower of the Planets is the tower for you. Surely not anything in this game, because my game is so good. Well, okay, that's the thing. There's not, in this game, I don't, like, there aren't any crazy long towers like Tower of the Planets. Tower of the Planets is, well, there's like Kohat and stuff, but those aren't very hard or punishing. I mean, it is intense, but like it's safety netted most all of the way. And lots of button progress, so falling will rarely cost you more than like 3 minutes. By the way, this is a new PB in the main game, technically. No idea why I just did that. Funny physics at its finest. Oh, and also those kill bricks are ouch bricks, so don't swim around in them for too long. Okay, line up the jump. See what I'm... Where is it? There it is. Nice. Okay, yeah. So you want to aim for the green little neon stuff, but these do overlap with it a little bit. So, like, turn sideways, parallel to the movers, and get right in the middle. Okay, and then here I like to bounce a second time. Like I said, this is a new PB, but I practiced it just for better alignment on the next jump. Yeah, see, okay, I did a flick there, not shift and space, because shift and space takes too long to set up, and that's timed. I guess that's maybe a rarer case. One bounce is enough. Okay. Nice, alright. We got to floor 4. Yeah, technically this free nothing is in here pretty much is a floor, so... But honestly, I think it could be considered not a floor, and then we consider the stupidly long final stretch. That's a huge difficulty spike, and the only reason this is extreme, because of course there's a final stretch that's super long, and the only reason this is actually extreme, to be a floor. Of course, that black box that's 100 by 100 is kind of undeniably a 100 by 100 box, so... Then again, I'm the guy who said Tower of the Planets has 10 floors, and yet... There are entire sections that take up way more than the space of one floor that aren't even a full floor. Wait, I just realized I did that stupidly hard jump and that stupidly hard jump, like, without even thinking about it. Pro tip, yellow. Blue floors are way easier. It's loop fail one time, and after I can do it first try most of the time. There's only a few particularly hard jumps. 2 of them I just did. Oh, okay. That's probably as far as I'm going to get without a lot of loop failing. But also that truss up there, it's like a truss flick wrap thing. That's stupid also. I just did that jump a whole bunch of times in a row yesterday with somewhat successful results. But getting to the start of that floor, that's at the start of the floor, so like one jump before it, is my goal for the day. And then if I fail the truss jump, which is highly likely, and then, you know, I'm loop failing this for a very long time, probably more than like 10 minutes without able to get to floor 2, which at the moment is looking like that's already happening, which is not what I want, then I'll just give up. Alright, this part. Okay. Wish I could do it on autopilot again. That's like... I would say that is the hardest single jump of the tower. Wait, no. The truss is the hardest single jump of the tower. Followed by that moving thing. Here's another question. On the final stretch, you do a green, yellow, red, or what is it? I think the order is green, blue, yellow, red, and then there's like a black section at the end. I hate this game. The black section seems to be all safety netted. Am I correct in thinking that? Can you name 3 Ito YouTubers? Roro Studios, Math Factor 360, Nullicity. Yes, it is netted. Okay. So basically, if I reach the end of, I guess the red is the color right before black, I think. Well, when I reach the black part, I've basically won, I would think. Unless I disconnect, loop fail horribly, which it's not that hard, so I don't think will be a problem. I mean, of course it's not indicated that it's netted, because why would it be? That would make too much sense. But I mean, that is a post-final outside easy netted part, I guess. And, you know, that's nice. Even though it's still technically part of the final outside. But it is netted. It's not indicated, though, because why would it be netted? This is going about exactly how I expected it to. Like, I knew I was in for it when I fluked those hard jumps the first time, because I wasn't thinking. And then I failed, like, the jump right after. See, I can't even do that. Maybe this is a consistency test also. Nice. How about 5 factorial Ito YouTubers? Oh boy. I think I'll just go with regular 5. Roro Studios, Nullicity, Math Factor 360, Ninja and Ocean, PCZM. There we go. Thank you. Name 15. Papangus. Okay, thank you for the freebie. Roro Studios. What else am I named? PCZM. Math Factor 360. Nullicity. That's 5. Okay. 10 more. Oh, Ninja and Ocean. I know I just said that. Does CGDP have a YouTube channel? I think he does. I hate this game. That's a 7, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh wait, Basic Bees. Jato Made Easy. How many am I at? 8 or 9? What if they uploaded like one video and it was like 3 years ago, but I remember it because they were in a video where I made a tier list of other people's Ito tier lists. If that's the case, then Kyle is one of them. Okay, that and Basic Bees is all I remember. The Death Eagle? Oh, yeah. I forgot he existed. I don't know. I don't watch many of these YouTubers. I once did. Not so much anymore. I don't know. I'm always worried that by watching them, then, I don't know, my 3 views on their channel will boost it in the algorithm, and then they'll overtake me in subscribers, and then I'll be really annoyed. But I guess I should support other Ito creators as I would myself. Fine, I watch my own video 10,000 times. Like we all haven't done that. I did. Okay, I should just give up. Like this is not going anywhere. I guess it's not too late to change my route decision. I mean, it is now in this run, but like in the long term for future runs, it might be worth doing yellow. But I need the skill boost, I tell ya. You could overtake Eagle. He has 9630 subs. How many am I at right now? It's like, as of this moment, I'm at 9343. If you aren't subscribed, you should subscribe, and it can be 9344. Yeah, I guess it has definitely helped me not worry about that so much, that I've gained like 4,000 subscribers in the past 2 months. How have I missed that 60 times? Bro doesn't want people to succeed, only him shall succeed. Yeah, I know that's bad. Okay, fine. A reaction video. That's it. That's the solution. There, I can profit off their profit too. Perfect. Okay, I'm jumping so early, you're not gonna believe it. I know, crazy how early I just jumped there. If that could be like one stud wider, that would make that jump so much easier. It's kind of 2 jumps. Okay. Okay, the wraparound isn't too bad. It's pretty bad, but that combined with the jump after it, I consider that this spinner thing to be 1 jump effectively, even though you press space twice. 3 if you count the one at the start. Please, please, please. Thank you. This jump is stupid. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I also thought Eagle had way more. Doesn't he have like 100,000 or like 50K or something? Don't worry, I only interact with people who are bad at the game so I can flex my cat at wins. Wait a minute. Who be the most delicious SMToH YouTuber? Me, obviously. No, but how about this? You guys recommend... No PB finally only took me 10 ########### minutes. Okay, if I can do this lodge, then it's then it's my goal. All right, nice. If I fail this trust jump, then whatever. Oh my gosh, I did it. I actually can't believe that. Might miss the next one though. Oh my gosh, I did it. I actually can't believe it. Okay. The rest of this floor is not too bad. I'm still pretty likely to fail, but it's easier from here to the end of the blue floors, in fact. This is the second of them. Where do I go? Here? Yeah. I wrap to there, I guess, right? There's no platform I'm missing. No. That wasn't pretty, but at least I made the jump. Okay. Now I'm having wishful hopes of somehow fluking the entire tower from the red to the end. I don't know. Let's see. What were you saying? I was saying something. Give me a memory cue. What is that called? Think back to AP Psychology. It's called like a recall cue or remembering cue. No idea. Right, where am I jumping to? I forget how this is lined up. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I did it. I can't believe it. Okay, and then I found it's easier. I think you're kind of supposed to go on this side, but it's a bit easier to go on this side. Nice. Wow, I'm like 5 jumps only from the end of this stretch, or like the end of the blue floors. And I prefer to wrap around outside there. Okay, this is actually nerfed from how it is in the practice place. It's just a ledge grab, or it's just like the one, it's just a regular platform, not a truss. Here it's a truss, which makes it a bit easier. Ho ho ho! Let us go. Alright, this floor is timed. Difficulty has been reduced to compensate. So you get a moment to read that, and then someone's getting fired for not doing the fog end transition correct. Alright. There's one particularly hard jump at this part. And it's that one. One on the side I'm not used to doing, because that's how I landed on that truss, but whatever. This jump's kind of tricky, too. I got pretty consistent at it, though. Nice. By the way, if you run out of time, it sends you back to the black central floor. Actually, it does it if you successfully do the section as well, but without the button if you run out of time. Oh, yeah, that jump is sketchy, too. Uh-oh, we might be in trouble now. I was playing as though I had all the time, or as though I wasn't about to fail. Uh-oh. We might be in trouble. If I can do this fine, I should be okay. Alright. No need to panic. I already hit my goal, so anything past that is just extra, so yeah, we're in trouble now. It'll give me a warning at 60 seconds, unless it already did. In which case, then I'm definitely in trouble. There we go. Okay. Probably one more fail is all I can afford. Or no, well, yeah, and it would have to be, like, now. So, uh-oh. Yeah, no, I should be safe if I can do the rest of this successfully. Come on. Okay, we're in trouble. I don't think I'm gonna make it anymore. Definitely not anymore. Unless I do the most crazy speedrun save. I don't think even that is enough to save it anymore. Yeah, alright. GG, whatever. Yeah. Oh wait, I can look at there. I forgot it says the time left on there. Although, if you're up there, you know, it's kind of annoying to do that. Oh well. Tell you what we'll do. I'm going to give the yellow floors a try. Because if you fail that, you can, you know, you get to choose again. I did a run through of these twice. That kill brick's an ouch brick, by the way. And I think you go this way. Nope, other way. Just about failing anywhere here is death, so fun. Where am I going? There? I guess the conveyors will boost me as necessary over there. Yep. According to one person, they believe this yellow gameplay to be about low and sane. So. And the blue gameplay to be high extreme. So, you know, whatever. Again, like I said, don't do that game. No. Alright, stupid physics. I love this game. Well, I can't complain about that. Again, surpassed my goal by over an entire floor. So, watch out, don't walk off the lodge. Walks off the lodge immediately. How long have I been streaming? 2 hours. Okay. What I think we're going to do is Ring 6 development now. Very happy with the progress on both of those towers. TOTP and TOAE. And maybe I'll stream tomorrow. Or maybe I'll oversleep again. You never know. Although, apparently oversleeping doesn't necessarily mean I won't stream. But it does mean I'll probably get less viewers because it's better to stream in what is the morning for me. Because everyone loves time zones. You know, if you're in Europe, it's like 11 p.m. right now. Not too bad, but you know, sometimes I'll stream at like 5 p.m. and go for like 3 hours, and by the end it's like 2 a.m., so sorry. When sheep therapy, new photos. All right, ring 6 development time. Let me check one thing. SMToH ring 6, the Google Doc. So the lobby is in progress of being built. I think it's like mostly done now by amazing builders. Pen. But you won't get to see that. Instead, we'll be working on some other things. Let's try... Bug fixes are kind of boring. What would be interesting to do? You know what? Let me go ahead and open it in Studio so you're not just staring at a black screen. Quick teleport? That could be good. Yeah, I'll do that. Which means I actually probably shouldn't be in ring 6. I should be in ring 5 in terms of what place. Yeah, all right. Quick teleport it is. You literally beat TOAE in like an hour because you'd already done the practice before TOAE, your first extreme. Okay, hold on. Now change the OBS things appropriately. Want to do that. All right. Ring 5. Talking about TOHH. Oh, well, whatever. All right. Here's what we're looking at. Hold on, this might have sound. Can't be getting copyright claimed. Brief, completely unrelated rant about that. Okay. The Nolicity, the Ito YouTuber I named a few minutes ago, he did a community post of exactly what I hate the music industry is about. Well, one of the points I made in that amazing diss track. This song and many others on Roblox in the Roblox audio library are from DistroKid, and you're supposed to be able to use such songs in Roblox videos, but apparently it'll just get copyright claimed anyway, which is completely stupid. And you can try to dispute it, but that is notoriously not particularly good at, working. So, yeah, that's exactly what I hate the music industry is about. Yay! Okay, quick teleport. That currently does not exist. Quick teleport coming soon. Soon apparently was like 5 months, so. So how do I want to do this? I think first things first, let's design the UI. That's probably a good place to start. Let me just not get too much in the background so we can better see what's going on. Starter GUI, menu GUI, menu frame, temporarily make that visible. And then I believe the way I just got to make it match what other things are here. Let's do like settings screen, make that visible. So how do we have that? It might involve looking through scripts, but it's something like the simple ones, like that are just a menu, like help, probably only help by the time these are all here. They just, like, the script will check if there's a script inside that. Or like, okay, with settings, since that's really complicated, that has its own script entirely for it. Thank goodness, because otherwise if I had one script for the entire menu, it would be like 10,000 lines long. Maybe not that long, but really long. Oh, wait, hold on. I need to change the thumbnail. Let me do that. Developing SMToH Ring 6 Live. Do I have a live stream title and description for that? No, of course I don't. Today I'll be working on SMToH Ring 6, which I hope to release soon. Thanks for watching. That one's shorter and not as good. I'll write a better one later, maybe. We need a new thumbnail too. I'll use the SMToH game thumbnail, which I believe is in this folder. There we go. I just realized you still haven't refreshed the title from TOTP. Okay, going back to what I was saying, because I got a bit distracted there. The more complex sub-menus. Okay, let's define this as the menu, this big box, these things that appear as sub-menus, and then add more subs for more sub-menus. For example, this is a sub-menu. They're called screens here. Whatever. This is a sub-menu. This you get to by clicking buttons in this one. In towers, and then this one you get by clicking buttons in this one. Well, that button. So this is a sub-menu. This is a sub-menu, which made coding this one be a nightmare. I don't think we'll have to deal with that for quick teleport, though. Thank goodness. But a sub-menu, just one sub, if it's a simple one, such as help, since that's just a frame with a bunch of text on it, well, a scrolling frame, but it's simple. There's no scripts needed here. That's entered handily in menu screen script, which just says if there's no script inside here, just open it and then close it when they close or when they click there or there, I guess. The more complicated ones, such as what is going to be quick teleport, that one, menu screen script will see, oh, there's a script in there because it's more complicated. Okay, fire the remote event of the local script instead of just opening it. Then this is responsible now for doing the opening and closing. If I'm recalling all that correctly, which I think I am. I think that's mostly right. So quick teleport screen. Let me think about this. It's probably going to be a scrolling frame. Yeah, let's not worry too much about the the coding of it right now. I guess it's good to refresh myself on how I made that work. Right now we just need to design it. And it's going to be a scrolling frame. Let's have it look similar to tower stats screen. So let me just go Control C, Control Shift V, and call this quick teleport screen. That's what the previous one was called. Yeah. Okay, let's take these two things, Control X, delete that one because I don't need it. Delete everything in here because I don't need that either. Go like that and make this visible. So now it's just a scrolling frame, but we need to set some settings. How do scrolling frames work again? Okay. I'm thinking let me make this invisible for a moment. Where is that? There it is. I'm thinking we make this look a bit like settings screen in that we have like a little box that says ring 5 and then a button to teleport it. One that says ring 6, one to teleport it, one that says Tower of the Planets, teleport it. But it'll be a scrolling frame so that I can put as many as I want without running out of space. And I don't think this will be necessary, but I could do the code that is in tower stats and some other place in the menu, I think, where it will automatically adjust with a script how big the scrolling frame is to match how many entries are in there. I don't think I'll have to worry about that because I'll only be adding a few over time. And I can predict how many there are, unlike for tower stats. Like, I don't know how many entries Brian 708 has for Tower of Beginner-Friendly Obstacles. There's no way to predict that, so I just use a script to scale the scrolling frame according to however many there are. That's a bit off task, though. Basically, this is a scrolling frame. And let's make it look a bit like settings screen. Let's see, what can let's do grid layout. Does it even let me do that in a scrolling frame? Let's take key display limit frame and key display limit. Paste these in here and delete that. Okay, so far that's looking good. Where is the size? How do I change that? There's like a way you can change like how big the scrolling frame is. Like even if it goes outside its parent. If I make that like 1, yeah, no, that's not what I want to change. It's like a different property, I think. Scrolling bar direction. What do you want to change? I'm trying to make it like the big thing. Yeah, great explanation, I know. I don't remember what it was. That's the problem. Canvas size, that's it. Okay. I mean, there's only going to be, like, at the moment, Ring 5, Ring 6, and Tower of the Planets. Well, I could do COLL as well. Kind of only want to do, like, fully finished areas with, like, the badges and stuff. Although, you might, once the Ring Select comes along, which will be in the Ring 6 release, then, you know, you well, yeah, I guess you might say, yeah, we'll do even the unfinished stuff, like Citadel of Leon Laboratories. So let's make this like 1. There we go. That's what I'm looking at. But it makes those bigger, which is a problem because these are scaled according to that. Now, actually, I'm not opposed to it being like this size because, there aren't, like, we got more space to deal with, and I feel like ring select things or quick teleport things, it could be a bit bigger. These could even be image buttons eventually. They won't be for now though. Oh yeah, and then this, let's get rid of that. This actually needs to be a, wait, do I, maybe I don't want it like that. I could take this, actually, die. Actually come back, sorry. Let's do a text button. An image button might be nice. I guess it can always be changed later. But if I write quick teleport screen dot text button, actually, okay, never mind. We could solve that problem by just calling it teleport button. Yes. We'll get this. Let me just get the size of things right and such. Key display limit. Let's see. We just want to take that. Basically, I want to take the same properties of this and put it onto here. We want comic angular as the font, and we want it to say ring 5. Ooh, wait, but what about when you're already in that same place? I guess it could just be a rejoin place effectively. What does it do in Ito? Like, are you able to join an area you're already in, or does it, like, not have it in there? In the list. Also, we want text scaled on, and we want background color, or background color 3. We want that, and we want text color 3 to be white. Get rid of that. And then I believe size, it's not going to let me change it as a property of this. It'll have that. And if I hover over that, it tells me that UI grid layout is, like, setting that for me. So cell size, right, it's this number we want to change. We want to make it like 0.9. There we go. Nice. Then, theoretically, could I just duplicate this and it will, but it's centering them within the scrolling frame. I want it to just be top down. I think I can change that. Probably a property of this. Fill direction. Start corner. Oh, vertical alignment. Top. There we go. That's what I wanted to change. You can join an area you're already in. Okay, so it's just basically another way to rejoin an area. In addition to the button that I guess I'll add maybe in this update of doing that, in like the other way of doing that. Okay. Let me add all the ones I need. Ooh, wait, I'll tell you what I actually need. I need these to be named what you're teleporting to, not just teleport button. Okay, so now I'm not just randomly naming it something else so that it can be easier to change it to an image button later. if I so choose. Nah. We don't gotta worry about that. We can do, let's do these in order. Now what we need is, okay. When we have the big soul crushing of a ring and the big citadel of a ring in their own place, which do we want to list first, Citadel or Soul Crushing? I think Citadel. So that means Citadel of Leon Laboratories should be first. Now, do I want to name that with the spaces? I think so. Thinking ahead to how I'm going to code this, we'll take the name, which is a string, match it to a table with each place name, which is exactly that with the spaces, and its ID. Although the table technically could be anything. I can name this Mogoose, and then correspond that in a table with a key called Mogoose and the place ID of Citadel of Leon Laboratories. This is just the most logical way of doing that, though. Then we want Tower of the Planets, and I'll change the text in a minute. Then we want Ring 5. Then we want the Ring 5 Citadel, which doesn't exist. The Ring 5 Soul Crushing. That's a different can of worms. There isn't actually going to be a Soul Crushing, but there will be a tower in its own place, full size. We'll just add those when the time comes, which is not anytime soon, I can tell you that. Then we have Ring 6, and eventually its Citadel, etc. Okay, now to do this most efficiently, let's go Control-C on the name, find text, change it to that. Find this, go Control-C, Control-V. Go here. Oh, that one's already named that. Go here. Control-C, Control-V. Nice. It really would look better with image buttons, though. Like, it's not... It's a very simple, bland menu. Listening to Roro yap about game development while I'm struggling with a pushbox contraption for a boss fight. I was making a tower, but now EtoKit V6 released, and I don't feel like converting it to the new version. They said they're working on an easy way to convert it, so we'll see. And I'm hoping they are, because then a lot of other people are going to have to do that for SMToH. Alright. Is there any way I can think other than just getting the image buttons in place that could make these look better? How does it look in Ito? Let me go investigate. I'll change the OBS in a minute, but... Window capture properties. Change that to that. Okay. Probably didn't get a super high RNG, but I forgot to check. But it didn't look like it was super high. Okay, menu, quick teleport. Okay, here's how they have this one formatted. They have a button with... here, like, the way I have it, this whole thing is a button. They have, like, a separate button. Not that I have to match it exactly, but... Okay, how do I deal with the... the size of the frame. Like, if I get a full 16:9 aspect ratio image, it's gonna, like, stretch it weirdly. And it's not necessarily always going to be the same size of the frame on different size screens. Except, actually, yes, it will. If I use scale, it should always... It'll be different numbers of pixels, but it should always be the same aspect ratio. So, if I just see what it is on my screen, crop it to that aspect ratio, or pretty close, because if it's, like, 1 pixel off, ain't nobody going to notice, then fine. Okay, so that should be pretty simple to do, which does mean I have to make those all be text buttons. I mean, image buttons, and... I also can't add text to an image button unless I put it in the image, which might actually be worth doing. That is interesting. I could put, like, leave the text buttons as they are and then put an image button underneath them. Maybe I'm thinking too much about this. I think I am. I'm definitely thinking about this too much. We'll just leave it as text buttons for now. Can always come in a later update. All right, let's go back over here. Let's get the scripting going. These are the only places, right, that you can currently teleport to, or more accurately, in the Ring 6 release. Yeah, currently the only places... Oh boy. Yeah, it should be that. Fine. Okay. Let me confirm what I was speculating earlier with menu screen script. What happens when you click... I believe these are called no, wait. What are they called? Menu buttons? Yeah, menu buttons. Menu buttons. Yeah, where is that used? For underscore button in pairs of buttons. If it actually is a button, then when you click it, play the click sound. GUI to toggle. We take the name of that, get rid of the word... Wait. We take the button name. Suppose you click cosmetic button. Chop off the word button. Just find the thing called challenges screen. Then we see if the player clicks a button that corresponds to a screen already open, it'll close the screen. If the player clicks a button that's not corresponding to already open, close the screen that currently haven't open, if anything. Open screen they want to see. Well, that's not what I was looking for. Oh, wait. Open GUI and close GUI. I want to see these functions. I guess probably open GUI. If the GUI to open has its own script, fire its open bindable event and let it handle everything else. And it's just find first child, which is A, so it doesn't matter what the local script is called. Yeah. Then it fires the event. Okay. Here's what we need to do. We can close that. We need to take, say, that one's really complicated. I don't want to deal with that. Let's do, what's another setting screen? Where's that? Setting screen. Take this script, put it in quick teleport, Control-Shift-V, leave those events in there. We're going to call this, it doesn't matter because it's just looking for find first child, which is a local script. But obviously the most obvious thing is just to name it quick teleport script. But it could be named anything because that's how I coded it. Let's delete all this because I don't need it. Menu screen script, I think I can close as well. Now let's get scripting this. Okay. Well, I can't spell local apparently. Actually, I'm going to go Asset Manager, Places, open the Start Place, because I'm going to sort of model this a bit after the teleport script in the Ring Select, quote-unquote. Roro, can towers have their own lore, per se? Yeah. As long as it doesn't, like, as long as it wouldn't cause confusion with the, SMToH lore. Okay, here's what we are here. Welcome back script. That's not what we want. We want this is not this is not a pretty start place. I'm glad it's gonna be going away soon. And this is not good either, using an individual teleport script for each of these. But really what I'm just reviewing is I'm just refreshing myself on how you do a teleport like this. All I gotta do is just do teleport service, teleport async, target place ID, player to teleport. Okay, that's extremely simple. Just wanted to refresh myself on that. All right, so then I can just go to this, back to Ring 5, open this. All right, start with local teleport service equals game get service teleport service. Simple thing to start with. Wait. Hold on, we need the open settings script again. We need to deal with the open and close events. We need this. Usually I define services first. If they're in the Explorer, then I go in descending order here, then I do anything else, which usually is just one or two other servi, or none. Then what? How do I do that? It's like, where's close BE used? Okay. Let's just do this. Close BE. It's gonna start complaining, but that's okay. Right, I just matched it up with events. That's all right. Okay, settings screen. That's not what we need in quick teleport script. We need quick teleport screen. Nonetheless, it is script.parent. So that'll go here. But it's not setting screen, it's quick teleport screen. Quick teleport screen equals that. And then just find and replace. Simple enough. Here we go. Okay. Quick teleport screen. Yep. And then we have it so that it opens and closes when you click that. Ooh, we need the... Wait, do we? No, we don't. Never mind. So then we need local, let's call it just a all caps title, local place IDs equals, and then a table. Then we need to name them the way I said I was going to, which is matching them up with the names here. We'll go in the same order you'll see them on the thingy. Citadel of Leon Laboratories is the key. So we need to do that in brackets, right? I think that's how that works. Why am I blanking on that? Let's just see if it yells at me. Equals. Then we need the place ID for that. Let's just say it's that for the moment. Where else? What is going on? Hold on. SMToH tower info. Yeah, it's brackets equals and then the value. So yeah, I was doing that right. We'll just put in 0 for the moment so that I know I didn't actually paste it in yet. Ring 5. Wait, it's not in that order. Tower of the Planets equals that. Ring 5 equals that. Oh, comma. Ring 6 equals that. Okay, now to get the IDs, I simply go to the place in... Hold on, it used to be a bit simpler than this. There used to be just a button that says copy place ID. Apparently not anymore. Luckily, there I can still get it. Okay, so Tower of the Planets has this ID. Okay, yeah. Now I have to it's just like clicking the settings thing on the thing for that which one is this? This was COLL. For that place. And then ring 6 is that. Now, didn't be stupid and accidentally put the SMToH universe ID, which starts with 555, did I? No. Alright, so those should all be correct. I will test them, though. Probably shouldn't close that. Hold on. Okay. Seems good to me. Of course, that's just defined. That's just a table. Nothing actually does any code except opening and closing the menu. Now we gotta make the text buttons actually do anything. All right. For underscore what we'll call button in quick teleport screen get children do. Now we're looking through everything in here. So first, not all of these are actually buttons. So this problem, isn't it? So what we need to do is say if button is a here's text button. Yeah. That's fine. What all that's gonna mean is if I make these be image buttons later, I only have to change that to say image. Unlike if I made all these be named text button, which now I realize wouldn't have worked anyway because I couldn't have them all be named the same exact thing. So fine. All I gotta do whenever I make it be image buttons, if I ever do that, is literally just that. That's it. For now, it needs to be text button though. If button is a button, or if the thing we're looking at is indeed one of the buttons, then button dot mouse button one click connect function. Are there any arguments? I don't remember. I don't think there are. I can check in here, I guess. No arguments. I don't put anything in there. Like the player who clicked could maybe be one, but it's not. Okay. We also want local player. We need that. We'll start here. Local. Oop, hold on. We're going to need players. Local players equals game get service players. Local player equals players dot local player. Okay. Now we can say, well, what player are we teleporting? Local player. Okay. I think this is actually a very simple script. I think all I need to do is teleport service, teleport async. I don't remember the order, but it says it right there. I don't know if you guys can actually see that, the little hint thing. But place ID, we'll come back to that. Hold on. And then player, we want local player. So now, where are we teleporting them? We want them to be, well, it's going to be one of the IDs in this table. So we're going to go place IDs. And then within that table, we're doing the name of the button. Button.name. Think about it with an example. Let's say you click the ring 5 button. That. It's going to see, okay, you click that button, and then it's going to go place IDs. Look in there for the entry, or the key named exactly ring space 5, which is that. And so by saying place IDs bracket button.name, place IDs bracket ring 5, i.e., that means we're teleporting us to this place ID. And by us, local player. That should be it. All right, I do got to end stream now, unfortunately, but what did I just do? Did I accidentally just click stupid AI fix this for me? No, I almost did, though. Unfortunately, I can't test this in studio. I'll tell you what I can do. I can do a little print teleporting concatenate local player to concatenate button.name. There, so we can see if it at least matches up what it's supposed to. And then to properly test it, I'm not still muted, am I? I don't think I am. No. Let me go make this invisible, make this invisible, because things break if that's already open when you join the game. Which is only a problem for testing in studio. Just got to remember to close that. Menu. Quick teleport. If I click that, unable to cast value to objects. Doesn't it need the... What is it supposed to be? Isn't it just supposed to be the place ID? What does it think that is? Maybe it just says that. Maybe that's just the studio, not Roblox Studio. It doesn't let you do that. Let me see if that's, the button. Try that. Menu, settings. Oh. No, it is getting the number. I think that might just be the Roblox Studio bug. So I guess I'll have to upload this place and test it there, which would that would only add this. So yeah. All right. Add toil revamp in soon. Oh yeah, the builder of that tower made a revamp of it. So I'll put that in place version 27 along with this in order to test it. But you can see these should all print different IDs when I click a different one. Yeah. So that's working as expected, I guess. I think that's just the studio bug. Not completely sure, but yeah. So I gotta end the stream now. I probably shouldn't have exited out of the game, because... Yes. Okay. So that's gonna end the stream. Hope you enjoyed. We did a little bit of Ring 6 development. Well, let's recap everything in order. How about that? And Tower of the Planets, annoying to have failed, but at least I got a new PB. Can't complain about that. Tower of Astral Eclipse made some good progress too, to floor 7, I guess, right? Near the end of floor 7. So maybe it's not totally impossible that I beat them both on the same day and I can make a video title, how I beat 2 extremes in one day. We'll see though. Then we did some Ring 6 development. I know I'm in Ring 5, but this is coming with the Ring 6 release. Yeah, that doesn't work, hopefully because I'm in Roblox Studio, but I'll figure that out later. Do you remember the actual Ring 6 is pretty much already coded because I did Ring 5. Most, if not all, probably not all, but at least like 80% of the code can just be reused. But the big Ring 6 development things are stuff that is more of a general game update, such as Quick Teleport, which I'm glad is now done, unless that is a deeper problem, which I'll just fix anyway. So, hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow, but like and subscribe so you don't miss any streams in the future or videos. So, I'll see you in the next video or live stream, and have a great day.